Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm Chris Castleman with the Citizen Council live stream here with Brandi and
Hey,
Perry.
everybody. Hey, Perry.
Hey,
How's it going, guys?
it's going.
It's going.
I got the sunset like right in my eyes through the window. I got to fix that at some point. I didn't realize it. The times
It's
are
got a
changing.
nice ambiance.
Yeah, I'm glowing. There you go. If I lean back, it's not as bad. It's right there. Jeez, that's bright.
It's not that.
How's it going? How was your week?
Just get going. I'm preparing for surgery, so that's pretty much been my whole week. I haven't done a whole lot of interesting stuff. Met with some interesting people this week and end of last week. So lots of fun stuff brewing. But for now, I've been kind of gearing up for becoming a potato as I recover.
I saw your snack live stream for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I was scrolling and it popped up. Yeah. Very interesting.
Healthy
Perry,
food, healthy foods. Perry, how you doing?
Not bad. Not bad.
how's the crime outlook? How's you got caught another squatter or two more since we last talked?
Yeah, I'm up to maybe 4 now, probably, that I've caught. Yeah.
That's impressive, dude. Like seriously, like mad props. That's pretty cool. And I know people are like reaching out to you now. You're becoming like the go-to person to solve the unsolvable. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're starting to get a hold of me instead of even calling police. They know I won't just deal with the one situation. I'll deal with the whole problem.
Go into the one though. Okay, so like I mean, just tell the whole story, the one on Thompson. I mean, you even like stayed around, caught them again. Like you tell it.
So was told about they saw somebody going to the house. Wasn't the homeowner. So I went there and asked a bunch of people, hey, give me all the information you can about these people, the homeowners and all of that. And while I was headed out there, because you got to get the homeowner's permission to, or they want to be a victim. And if
hold on a sec though, that's just such a weird thing for people who aren't like totally aware. Like, what does that mean? Want to be a victim? Like, no one wants to be a victim, right? Like, you
Right.
end up being a victim.
Yeah, you if you can't get a hold of a homeowner, then there is no victim at that point. There's only a victim when you can get a hold of the homeowner and they can say, yeah, we didn't want this person on the property.
So like a legal status thing, right? Like you have to actually say, I'm willing to press charges, I'm willing to go to court, I'm willing to be a part of the legal process. It's an interesting, I can't stand it when the cops say that. Like they have to want to be a victim. No one wants to be a victim.
Yeah. And I get there and it's starting to get dark out, and park around the corner, walk around front, see a fire in the fireplace and 2 candles lit. Kind of odd if you're living there.
Right, like in a normal city with electricity, it's odd, to have no lights on and candles lit.
Yep. And heard a female voice in the backyard, I think, yelling. And so I stood there for a little bit watching, and she comes into the living room where I could have seen her if it was light out, but I couldn't really see her. So I'm sitting there like, okay, what am I going to do now to be the most productive? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to knock on the door. So I knock on the door. She hollers through the door, asks me what I want. And I said, why are you in this house? And she goes, oh, I got a rental agreement from Shiloh.
And they're quick. Like they'll just make that up on the fly and just make up a name and run with it.
Yep. And it's an odd thing to say. If you live there, what do you mean? Why are you asking why I'm here?
Right. You'd say, who the hell are you? I'm going to call the cops if you don't get off my porch to asking me why I'm here. Why are you here?
Yep. And so
that's funny. That's crazy.
Then I say I'm going to call police, and she either tells me to that she already called the police or that she wants me to call the police because the guy downstairs is stalking her. Okay, whatever. So I call it in. Um, they asked me if it's an abandoned house. I said, yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm waiting around, making sure she doesn't run off or whatever. And she ends up coming outside, tells me not to mess with her stuff, and then starts walking down Thompson Road. And just after that, I hear an AR rack around and you know that sound. So I turn around and look behind me, and there's the police. I'm like, oh boy, they're coming and meaning business. And
Was there a split second there where you were like, oh, oh,
yeah, I was like, well, okay, so yeah, because anytime you call one of these in and they don't know the homeowner, they'll basically knock on the door if somebody answers. They'll maybe try and get them out, but can't really do anything because they don't know if they're supposed to be there or not. And so that's what I'm expecting, just basically letting the police know that there's somebody in the house that's not supposed to be there, but we'll deal with it later probably. And no, they came ready to do business. So they put her in cuffs, cleared the house, came back out, couldn't get a hold of the homeowner, and let her go, told her not to come back. Okay. So after doing some digging, I ended up getting an email, and then somebody sent me a picture of a card that had the homeowner's phone number on it. I called, didn't answer. I ended up texting, and he answered through text, and we had a pretty long conversation. He let me set up a camera, let me, somebody's there, deal with it, get rid of them, have them arrested. And so I wasn't able to get to it the next day, but the next morning after that, as I was driving to the house, I heard on the scanner the police were there, and the same chick was in the house again.
oh wow.
And she ended up not being arrested because of some injury on her leg or something, and jail wouldn't take
So
her.
I had just turned on my scanner because someone let me know that you were headed there. So I turned on my scanner, and yeah, I heard that. They said that the jail would not accept her because she had an injury to her ankle. Is that
Mhm.
not insane? So everyone watching out there in Oregon, or at least in Coos County, our special little county here, if you don't want to go to jail, if you're ever in trouble, just start limping. And you got a bum leg, bum with a bum leg. Apparently, you don't go to jail, and
Yeah.
you'll
Well, they just
you get a
have to
court
turn
date.
around and take her to the hospital.
But I don't think they did that. I think it's
No,
like I've heard this before. I mean, it's people with like any sort of weird ailment. I mean, they just don't want problem criminals there. Isn't that crazy? Problem criminals. They don't want them. It's like
yep.
they want good
Well,
criminals that'll just be easy to deal with.
if you
Uh,
look at them trying to balance who do we put in jail and who do we not, like they're really on triage right now. So if they have to decide who gets a bed and who doesn't, they're trying to prioritize based on who is the probably the most person on person type crime priority. But yeah,
yeah,
it still
property crimes
sucks
are not a
and
priority.
But
right.
book and release is better than nothing.
True.
Oh,
True.
for
It's
sure.
more
No, what
inconvenient to
you're
the
doing,
criminal.
getting them,
Yeah,
yeah,
letting
getting
them
them
just saying,
a
okay, you
court
can
date and
leave,
all that.
just letting them go about their day. That's nowhere near as good. At least they got to find a way back.
When they book and release, do they like impound their belongings? What happens with that?
It, I think it depends. They don't always do that, but
Probably if the possessions were a part of the crime itself, a product of the crime or used in the crime, I think it would confiscate it, but it's still like being arrested is super inconvenient even if you're a homeless criminal. So you're right, it still is a good option.
Like Perry said, it's better than nothing, but it's
Yeah.
still crazy that we live in this county. I mean, like, I'm almost numb to it at this point, but 2 years ago when I went down this rabbit hole and started finding out like why there are so many criminals just walking around, active criminals with current records, not record, like current cases, some of them 10, 20 cases concurrent, active cases, and why, and it's like it's just crazy, just crazy that we've allowed it to get this far.
There's a conversation happening looking at the possibility of networking with outside municipalities to action on warrants. So getting other jurisdictions, other municipalities, other states, other counties to take their people back. So there may be in the near future a concerted effort to export some people with warrants.
I've seen them doing a better job in the past couple months, even with that. I don't know when that changed, but I have seen an increase in out of state warrants being like people being extradited.
I think they do stuff in kind of phases, like or an initiative, like we're going to have a big push on this thing so they can pool resources, pool energy, and kind of work towards a common goal for a bit and make a dent, and then kind of focus resources then on the next thing. No, it's a way of
But you went back, Perry, right? Like the next
Yeah,
day.
so
you go back there
and she wasn't arrested. They just told her to leave. Police left, and I had to go to the store real quick to get something to help secure my camera. As I came back, I noticed the neighbor's house, and I saw her cart there. I was like, wait a minute. Tell me she's right here now again doing it. So I parked and ran back over there and walked up the driveway and looked in the shed that the door faces away from the road. And I saw her cart, and I saw her in there messing around. I'm like, here we go again. So I called it in again, and they came out, and I believe they just got her for trespassing on that one. Even though she was inside a building, but I guess that technicality didn't matter. And so talked with the homeowner again. He wanted me to technically break into the house and set up a camera inside, and I thought I could because there was a broken out window on one of the doors, but somebody had already screwed wood to it, so I didn't end up trying to get inside. But there were two more people at that other house, so I called the police again, and those two were told sternly not to go back.
Given a good spanking.
I have a little bit of a question for you, Perry. Are these homeowners compensating you in any way?
After buying,
you don't have to answer that question if you don't want to. I'm curious because
basically no.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what are you thinking so hard for?
I kind of want to maybe. I don't know. Is there something to talk about there with all of these people who are buying up second and third homes to use for what? We don't know. They sit empty, and now it's a burden on our residents to provide care and security for these people. And I kind of wonder if there's some room for homeowner accountability. Like, I'm all for private property and property rights and people being able to own whatever they purchase. But when it becomes a problem for the community where they're not taking care of the property, I don't know. Is there something there that we need to look at for the good of the community? I don't know. What do you guys think about
Community
that?
chest, like in Monopoly. We all put money in the center of the board for Perry.
So far as of right now, I've just been happy that these homeowners have been willing to let something happen.
Cool, sure.
The bigger property doesn't. There's so many properties that, granted, these are just pieces of land and not homes, but so many where they don't want to have anything to do with anything that goes on the property. So far, I'm just happy that they're
Is there
willing to
an
let people arrest it.
opportunity for, I don't know who your guys is, if it would go through the same, I am only familiar with the county planning department. Would it be the planning department? Who, oh, yeah. So there is what you guys used on the Devereaux Center, the specified crime property ordinance. Can't that ordinance be used to levy fines against homeowners or landowners who allow crime to proliferate on their property?
It would be, I think we're dealing with a government that cares more about sunflowers than other problems. Honestly, that's
Mm,
I mean, for some of the problem ones, maybe, but I'm kind of with Rob's comment here on it, which is like, I mean, we might not like it as a neighbor, but like you're allowed to do whatever you want with your property. Um,
right.
I mean, like if it's the American dream to become wealthy and to have good sources of income and have good places to store your assets and have them grow and gain value. And it's like we don't know what everyone's situation, like maybe they bought those properties and they had big dreams and then something happened, like maybe they got cancer, or like maybe they lost
Oh,
their other
sure.
job or something.
Yeah.
Like, so it's hard, right? Like it's not just like something that you can blanket. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, it's hard.
in the other hard part, like the Thompson Roadhouse. It's he didn't know about it. I believe it just started. Um, it hasn't been going on long enough for it to be completely destroyed. Let me put it that way. Um, and so holding somebody accountable to something like that is that's getting really nitpicky, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with squatters. I mean, it's taken me
It,
3 years
so
of
there's a
neighborhood watch and just trial and error to figure out what works.
there's a huge opportunity for the city of Coos Bay and North Bend to educate, like put out some kind of, hey, having problems with squatters, here's steps you take. Having problem with neighbors who are like running prostitution and drugs out of a vacant house next door to you, here's what you can do. And while I mean, I get where, I mean, I completely am on board with the private property and people can own whatever they want. But like, at what point do we say you're not allowed to destroy a community? Like, because I mean, what James Henry said about, oh, was 59% or 49% or something of the homes in Bandon are sitting empty. 49% of the houses in Bandon sit empty. So those are families that have, those are homes that could have families in them. Like, there's nowhere to live here. Rent is through the roof, but we're defending these people that don't even live here and frankly don't give a shit about this community.
But
We're
there's a
defending their
couple
right
factors.
to, I mean, it's, I don't know, man.
Like,
I'm not fully on either side. I am really not fully in defense of these property owners. I don't think they're awesome. And I'm not fully in defense of like curbing it. So I don't know. I just think that it's a gray area that we need to discuss because I do value a healthy community over a wealthy person's right to own a second home. Like, I could really give a shit less about the ultra wealthy who are using Oregon as like a playground. What comes first in my mind is the health of our community. Like, that generations can stay here and buy homes here, and we can have that multi-generational community here. And how we get those two to work together within the confines of the Constitution, I think is really worth exploring.
but we're missing part of the puzzle, which is the hold on, I gotta throw something at my dog who's barking. Jeez. It was something light and small. Anyways, um, the issue, like the comment here, 49% of the houses in the city are empty. Let's just take that for fact. it doesn't just like magically happen. Like it happens over
Mhm.
time. The community sells those houses to somebody. Like it's a lot of choices by a lot of different people, families, whoever own those homes, to sell them to somebody who wasn't going to use it. So we as a community need
You
to make
wouldn't
sure
know
that when
that
we
though, selling it.
kind of, yeah, you have a choice when you sell and who you sell to. And um I mean, you don't even have to go through a realtor. You can sell it privately and like and make sure you really vet who you're giving it to and make sure they're going to be good people. Doesn't always work out, but you know what I mean. Like if 49% of the houses are all just vacant, that's a collective community issue that Bandon gave your homes away to tourists
Yeah.
for a cash out, and then they moved away. So
They're
that's
doing
a
it out here in
problem.
Fairview too.
But if
Uh,
we had law enforcement, we wouldn't have squatters. If we had a fully effective law enforcement, I don't mean law enforcement personnel. I mean law enforcement as a verb, like the entire system of law enforcement. If that was working, we would not be talking about how to penalize homeowners
right.
because
You're
I
right, because they would be in the institutions where they belong.
well, and
Mhm.
out of all the people, like Perry, maybe you could answer this. Like out of all the houses you've dealt with and all the pieces of land we've been through, I can only think of one owner, one landlord that did not give a flying F what was going on at their property, and that was the Devereaux Center. That was the only group of people or landlord or single homeowner, any out of all the properties we've been to that you've been to that have been nuisance properties, there's only one landlord that did not care, and that was the Devereaux Center.
It's
Maybe you could
wild.
say Robert Vega, but neither of you have actually been in contact with him. We've only gone off of the city's word and their interactions with him. So
Mhm.
and again, that would only be like a second out of all these. It's like once you notify the people and help them out and give them an actual like actionable path out of this mess. That was Freudian
That
slip.
too.
um
I mean, it fits.
it I don't know, what do you think, Perry?
It. You're right. I didn't even realize it, but you're right. It's very few people. Um, Once you figure out who the homeowner is, that doesn't want you dealing with it. Um, Even the one on Johnson, she was only upset that I exposed um, to mess the house with him.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
again, like right when you get in touch with these people, they're like, heck yeah. I mean, I even thought a couple times that people would be like, yo, no, get off my property, that's my place, leave it alone. It's like no one's given you well, no, not no one. There's only one owner who has ever done that, and that was the Devereaux Center. And what did they do the moment they found out we knew there was drug dealing and prostitution and other shenanigans going on their property? What did they do, Perry?
they trespassed us.
They called the cops on us
Hmm. Yep.
and trespassed us permanently from all of their properties. Isn't that not insane? So yeah, that's a bad landlord, and the city
It's
dealt with
still
them,
insane. What's
and they
going
used
on is
specified prime
still
property. Sorry, go ahead.
that whole nest, that whole situation and everyone involved. Like, okay, so you guys know how the problem moved to Harmony Church?
Hmm. Which has
Okay,
not
so
since been
hopefully,
solved too.
Well, yeah, that's been solved too.
yeah, you know how it got solved?
New preacher.
Yeah, you know who the old preacher was? My former coworker at Cardinal Services.
Oh,
And
lovely.
conveniently, as he was also getting, I don't want to get in trouble here. Be
And
careful what
don't.
I say. As things were changing at Cardinal, his family was making a decision to leave. So this, and I liked Josh. I thought he was a nice guy until I found out some of the things that he was doing to our community, turning Harmony Church into a drug den that our community members were afraid to go to. Turns around and now has his house up for rent for $3,500 a month, and that's just what it costs. And I meant to go on the assessor's website and look to see what he bought it for. Because I feel like kind of what happened is they ran a pump and dump on our community. I think it's super shitty.
Yeah. You
It's
should
just
see what they did to the
frustrating, you know?
woods.
Yeah.
Destroyed the woods behind that church. Affected a lot of people in that community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a church.
I'm disappointed in him.
Yep. But he's
Like
gone.
usually I expect people to be terrible, and so when they are, I'm like, yeah, that tracks. But I actually would not have expected such poor leadership and poor judgment from him. And yeah, I'm just really disappointed with the way. And the comments excusing $3,500 in rent. I will bet you that if people who didn't live here stopped trying to own property here that they don't want to live, I don't think a residential home should be for profit. And I know that's super controversial and very antithetical to the beliefs of the majority of people, you know, associated with our show. But private equity in home ownership has destroyed housing. And I just like, yes, it's legal, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily right or ethical.
I'm
And
thinking, not that I agree, but I'm thinking you're meaning corporate property or corporate profiting from residential, not like
yeah,
regular homeowners profiting off of
sure.
their
Yes,
own
sure.
residents.
Yeah, and even I mean, I've had great landlords. I've had like some of the best landlords you could ever hope for in your life. And so you know, I know landlords can be a really great resource to a community. Having a rental in a community, it help, you know, it's great, but
You're
we're
scaring me,
seeing,
Brandy.
I know, well,
Or do you
here's
not
the
believe in
thing.
capitalism? What is going on? What the
I
hell?
can run thought experiments where, and I wish more people were capable of this. That's a really good point, Chris. So I can mull over ideas that I'm not attached to, right? Like I can let ideas come and go out of my head without like stronging a form, creating a strong dogmatic kind of belief around it. And
Right.
so I can see where I say things that might make people nervous because they're like, "Oh, is that what she thinks?" And it's like, "Well, I was what I thought for 3
Well, and
seconds."
now in the day and age of
Like,
like video editing, right? Like crap, you know, people take stuff.
yeah,
Rob was on a
yeah.
show on Monday and he was like explaining something about Nazis and he was doing the Rob, man, you were doing the Hitler salute, and I'm like, oh, somebody is gonna edit that and take it and
I'm surprised it
screenshot it,
hasn't
man.
happened yet.
I know. So, but yeah, no, I know what you mean, like thought experiments, playing devil's advocate. I get it, but please believe in capitalism.
Well,
Please, please,
I
please.
gotta keep you libertarians on your toes, you know?
There you go. Uh, well,
But we have to, when we talk about capitalism, we have to talk about true capitalism, not how capitalism exists today under market constraints, regulations, manipulating the outcomes, making it not, you know, where both parties don't come out better off necessarily. And so we have kind of a perverse version of capitalism operating right now in America. And I think it's given the economic system a bad name because the economic system, all it is a quantification of behavior. It is really like you can't get rid of capitalism because capitalism is a physical kind of currency manifestation of just behavior. We're gonna, you know, humans are gonna do capitalism whether we're trading coins or chickens for, you know, medical care. Most doctors prefer coins. So
some prefer chickens.
they only need so many chickens, you know what I mean? So, but bartering is just a form of capitalism. I hate to break the news to people who maybe it's going to upset them, but so yes, I am a capitalist, but in the true sense. Just like as a liberal, I am a classical liberal, which at this point seems to really upset people on the left.
Well, no, yeah, people look up classic liberal or like a Clinton Democrat or something. That's much. You'll be like, wow, that kind of sounds like today's Republican Party, maybe. So,
Weird, yeah,
um,
yeah,
but yeah, the market we have right now is not free. This is not a normal
No,
free market.
no.
right, right.
Uh, Rob says, good thing they did not see me in my stormtrooper outfit. Yes. Rob, when you were doing stuff on the show on Monday, I'm like, please stop. Anyways,
I caught the tail end of it, but I didn't catch the first part of it. Now I'm regretting.
it wasn't bad. It was just the fact that I know that people will take that, and it's crazy. We live and here, I'll throw this on the. I talked about AI last week, right? Playing around with AI. Well, I played around with AI, and I put all of us. I put all of us, like the one podcast we did with the three of us and Rob Taylor. I just threw it into Grok, and gave it no prompt. I just let it do whatever it wanted.
My beard is my best friend today.
Stirring up some virtual soup here.
Oh, my beard is my best friend today.
Stirring up some virtual soup here.
That gives me like a visceral negative reaction. Like, what the
Why?
I don't like it.
It takes everyone to an extreme. Like I guess I'm an idiot.
Thanks, I hate it.
Anyways.
There's something like I think I'm really sensitive to uncanny valley stuff. So AI, like I can spot even the really good AI. It gives me the heebie-jeebies on like on a whole like psychic level. I hate it. Everything about it. It's weird. It's Polar Express vibes.
It's getting really, really good at, I mean, it can, especially like the first one it does, it might not be that great, but you can send it an image and it will animate it. And
like you showed on the last show?
Yep. Yeah. Like that was just it was a screenshot from like 3 weeks ago. And with no prompt, it just made that little video. And that one was goofy, but like you can tell it what to do. You can have it like you can re-render it over and over until it looks absolutely 100% like you. Like here's another
Time
one.
we got lost on the trail, you were leading, and I was just following blindly. Yeah, and you kept complaining about your boots. Hey, remember that time we got lost on the trail? You were leading, and I was just following blindly. Yeah, and you kept complaining about your boots.
That's so weird. It's so
stupid.
creepy because like it's so different from your and Perry's actual mannerisms.
Well, that one, yeah, because it's having us talk. But yeah, for sure. Is
But
Perry
it's like
floating
you
on your
guys don't
screen?
move that way. You don't make those facial expressions. And so it's super
Yeah.
creepy, man.
That one was creepy. But like if you don't have it talk and just like have it do like a lot of slow movements, or like women with like a lot of hair, it like has flowing hair down really well. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, the talking is way off. Moving a mouth is way off. Perry, you were frozen
But
for a while.
I know. I don't know what that was.
It's going to get better fast, though. And
Yeah.
that's, that's interesting, the point that you bring up about people taking snippets and taking it out of context. I mean, a man was just murdered for that.
Yep.
And the one, you guys tell me what you think about this. The justification. We should be extremely diligent in our own self reflection and our own self analysis. What's that called when you're watching yourself? There's a sociological term for it, and I'll remember probably in like 5 minutes. Where we're self monitoring for justification, because I think justification is one of the real slippery slopes. If we can justify a little evil, like what else can you justify? If you can kind of see, well, I could see how they do that. Really? Could you see how they could do that if it was your family, your husband? And I have started to see this pattern of people being able to justify just that little bit where it's like, well, I mean, well, can you blame him? I mean, look at what he said. Or, well, look at what he was doing for a living with the healthcare CEO.
Yep.
I see people going down a really, really dark path. And so I would caution people that if you are a person who finds yourself justifying illegal acts, just question yourself and be like, ooh, am I on the right side of the thought experiment here? Because I
And you're
think that
wasting
can
your
go
breath.
to, what was that, Perry?
And you're wasting your breath. They don't care. They
I
flat out
hold
don't care.
on to the idea that maybe there's a few out there that see this stuff, or maybe people see it and then they talk to their friends and family about it. Because man, if we're just wasting our breath, that's depressing.
Well, the hard thing is people don't do research. So like you
Mm.
mentioned the Charlie Kirk stuff, right? They could take a video of Charlie Kirk that might be like a minute long and with AI edit 2 seconds of that. And especially like one of the commenters said, like if once they get the voice down and stuff, and there's like, so the program I used was for a specific purpose. They have ones that can mimic voices, so you could utilize different types of AI programs, mend them all together, and edit a minute-long video of Charlie Kirk or whoever you want to do. And next thing you know, you've got a very, very dangerous video on your hands where something is not only taken out of context but actually changed, and it might change the entire meaning of what was being conveyed, and it can go viral quickly on social media. That's
And,
Yeah.
and how
probably the
pathetic
biggest
are you
fear right now.
to have to do
Sorry,
that?
Perry, what's up?
How pathetic are you where you have to do that? You can't
I
stick with
know.
what's true to not
Yeah.
like somebody. You have to make it up.
You
Yep.
seen my videos I just made? Come on, man. Those are funny. What's crazy is I didn't even make them. I didn't even, no prompt.
Yeah.
They're pretty
That's
funny. And then I was cracking up earlier. Like I was cracking up and I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm being like, I'm having humor from an AI bot. Like what am I doing? I'm making friends with a robot. Anyways, I had a moment. I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
And then I watched
We're
some
in for a wild ride.
did you guys ever watch
Um,
X Factor? Like
a
America's Got
Long
while
time
Talent,
back,
ago.
sort of stuff.
a long time
Like
ago. Yeah.
there are some incredible people in our world that are incredibly talented. And it just, I don't know, it just reminds me that like there are, it's gonna sound like speechy, but like there are incredible people out here in Coos County. There are people right
No,
here in
there
Coos
are.
County that have
Yeah.
the X factor. And I get a lot of shit sometimes because I'm really hard on people, like politicians and in other situations. And it's because I know that there's people waiting out there that have been unnoticed for so
Yeah.
long, and they have the X factor, and there's these punks in the way, and they're not letting us find the real heroes of our community, the real people that can stand up and do good for our community. And maybe some of these people
Yeah.
have been doing good. um, you've got politicians who have been in power for a decade or something, and maybe they've done a good job, but like why are we not out there trying to find the new people, the X factor in Coos County? And I don't know. That was just my thought today. But
It's
we
tough to find them because they almost need to present themselves, because you can't just pluck someone and say, boy, you've got potential, because they have to have an insane amount of tenacity or they won't survive.
but like X Factor or American Idol or any of these, you
Yeah.
give them a platform, you give them a formula and a stage and set them free, and we can find some incredible people here in Coos County. And this show is
Hmm.
more about politics, but it can be applied to anything. But
Hmm.
specifically for politics, we need some X Factor sized heroes here in Coos County. Like we just hit the crime problem for the past 30 minutes or so. And like it's not gonna just take our regular old politicians that we've had for the past couple decades. It's gonna take an X Factor style politician to solve these problems, and probably like 10 of them. But I know Coos County has them. So without further ado, some people are coming to this show today because we are going to be making an announcement, and I will bring on Rob. I think he's in his studio. Hey Rob, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. Trying to figure out how to plug in an extra power source. Oh,
You look like you just woke up.
yeah, I've been working all day. I'm a little bit-
Well, while I let Rob get set up, I will make the announcement. Rob, you really like pumped it up like it was some massive announcement that like Tina Kotek is retiring or something, and then we were gonna get JD Vance to come save us and move to Oregon.
Wait a minute.
But
That ain't happening? I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I'm out
So
of here.
it's not that crazy of an announcement, people, but essentially, we've talked for a while of what to do with the Republican Party, with this conservative movement. Like, do we form a new party that is more aligned with just strictly conservative values and move away from Republican Party stuff? Do we set up a new independent party? Do we set up a political action committee to support all sorts of candidates? What do we do? So after a lot of thinking, for months and months and months, what we have come up with
Can't hear you.
oh no.
I
I
can hear
couldn't
hear
you.
me
hear
now?
anything you were saying while the pop-up was popped.
Well, you could read it. It said Friends of Coos County
Oh,
Republicans. Anyway, so I'll have to start over. But we're doing a political action committee called Friends of Coos County Republicans. And I
cool.
put a lot of thought into like, why not start a new party, or why not fix the current Republican Party? And it's kind of like, think of it like this, like, the library systems, you have like the library and it's run by the government, funded by the government, but then you have like Friends of Myrtle Point Library, right? And they help support the library. And they're a nonprofit, and they're separate, and they're not run by the government, and they can help out. So that's the idea here. We're here to support the Republican Party. You don't have to be a Republican to help out. Like, you just want to support the Republican Party and push things forward. So like Brandi, like, you're
Yeah.
a great example of that. Like, you should be able to help out with this organization and
Yeah.
help push things forward. And if we can eventually fix the problems in the current Republican Party, that'd be great. And a lot of what we're doing with this pack will just roll right into it, and it'll help. But until then, because as we've talked on this show, there's so many freaking roadblocks right now. We're just not going to sit around and wait. You know what I mean? Like, we're in an election. Brandi, you filed over not over, maybe about a month
Yeah.
ago to run for commissioner. There's 3 other candidates. There's a sheriff race. There's a clerk's race. There's a lot of important stuff. Later next year, there's going to be city council seats up for grabs. There's state Senate seats and representative seats. So there's a lot at stake. We're not going to sit by, and we're calling it Friends. I'm not going to be able to talk while it's up on the screen, but I'll put it. Friends of Coos County Republicans.
That's
and I'll make
cool.
the logo better, but and so that's actually not the big announcement. The big announcement is that we have a headquarters, and I'm not going to disclose the location yet, but we're putting together an actual headquarters storefront, and it'll be a place to gather and meet. And there'll be a war room that we can, brainstorm and help support candidates and figure this stuff out.
Cool.
We can, use it to organize and raise funds and bring in guest speakers to motivate us and plan things. We'll have events from there. We'll have our monthly meeting from there. And I know it's kind of lame, like it's like an old-fashioned political headquarters, but trust me, this is going to be a little different. And anyway, Rob, do you have anything to say? And your audio is really low, so I'm going to try and.
I was so, you were talking about how I hyped this up. What people don't understand is that the Republicans rarely have a permanent headquarters, and we're trying to find something more permanent that we can stay with. And I got a buddy who happened to own a place that we can go, and he's going to let us use it for free. And this is really nice of him. And we are going to be able to pretty much bring in the committees that we want, the candidate recruiting committees, the petition committees, all those other things that we need to run parties. And now we have a meeting place to do this, because a lot of times it's hard to find those meeting places. It's hard to if you don't have a permanent place, you can't direct anyone to anywhere unless they have, unless they have that address. If we have petitions there, people are going to come, especially that tax petition. People are going to be showing up, and we are going to man it. Chris has already put in his schedule, and I'm going to put in mine, so that we always have people there. And of course, we hope to have our first meeting next week at the headquarters if everything goes right.
Yes.
Yep.
And Chris
So
Chris is going to bring me in virtually so that I can be present.
Yep. So we're gonna have our first meeting next Thursday, 6 p.m. Which is the Republican Party traditionally has their meetings every fourth Thursday at 6 p.m. And until the group decides to change that, we're going to continue with that. So every fourth Thursday at 6 p.m. we'll be at that headquarters. We'll have a meeting, and the meeting this month is going to be a commissioner forum. Commissioner candidate forum. Brandi, yourself, you're going to be there virtually. Rick Coleman is going to be in person, and we're still working on the other two, but it's almost certainly a no. But we'll try. And
you don't think Rick Osborne will come?
We'll see.
And you don't think John Sweet will participate?
John Sweet has given a pretty firm no.
Okay.
It's really early. I mean, this is abnormal. I mean, it is an election. Like, we're in the middle of an election and 4 people have filed, but it is abnormal to have this early of a forum. But why not? And it's important to do it, in my opinion, not only to get people out there early, but also to like show people that there is a current race happening. Because that's the thing. It's like they wait until way late in the season because and I say they, like there is there's an actual like higher entity group that just like kind of oversees this. And it's not, there's no conspiracy. It's a loose conspiracy. They're just all in on it passively. And they like it that way. So they control who ends up being the people that are on the ballot, essentially. And we're going to try and buck that system and get people aware of it, and advocate for other people to sign up and join the race. And especially like commissioner, clerk, and sheriff are unopposed right now. The incumbents have filed, and it's going to take somebody else to file to change that. So Rob mentioned office hours. I'm going to be there to start tentatively like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from like 8 to 2, something like that. Give it some kind of, people can walk in and we can brainstorm things. We'll have coffee. Like every Saturday morning, we'll do like everybody can come in for coffee and have like a big group. Wednesday night, like I think I can do the podcast from the office. So maybe I'd be there from like 5 to 9 if people want to do that in the evening, if that works better with their schedule. It's called a party, right? The Republican Party. Let's put the party back in Republican Party, right? Like, let's have a good time, guys. It shouldn't be all serious all the time.
And the thing is that all the people who are blocking us in the Republican Party, I want them to feel just as welcome to come to this headquarters. Michael Brainerd will be perfectly welcomed at this headquarters. I and everyone else would guarantee that he's not going to be hurt or harmed. We will not yell at him or scream at him. We want him to join us. And if he wants to come in, we're more than happy to talk to him. That would be great.
Oh yeah, everybody's welcome. That's the whole point of it. We're trying to make a thing that everybody can enjoy. And again, part of the reason, I muted the wrong person.
No,
playing
you
music
didn't.
in the background. There we go. No music. But yeah, we've got, like that's why it's Friends of Coos County Republicans. Like it's supposed to be anybody who wants to support us, not just like, let me check your voter registration at the door. You're not registered Republican for 180 days. Turn your little butt around and leave. Come back when you're a more mature Republican.
Right.
And we'll vet you the whole time.
We've got Friends of Brandi Martindale. Now we've got Friends of the Coos County Republican. We can get all of our friends together and have a party.
Yeah. No. And if like other people want to use the space, talk to us. Like, again, you don't know what the space is right now, but like, if, I'm just putting that out there. Like if you come there and you're like, hey, this would be a great space for this event, and it's like politically related, we want to support, like, what is it called? Like public engagement,
Collaboration.
like people getting
Yeah.
involved in their government. It's supposed to, like, we the people, like that's what it's supposed to be. Not like we the Republican people, or we the people who think like me, or we the people who look like me, or we the people who lived here for 50 years and have roots. It's we the people. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got some questions. Jennifer says she works till 6. If it's not in Coos Bay North Bend, I won't be able to make it. It is in Coos Bay North Bend. It's going to be right
What time
pretty
is it
much
gonna be
smack
at?
dab in the middle. And the meetings generally are going to be in the evenings. She says she works till 6,
Right.
but I think she can make it over. Like next Thursday, 6 p.m. It will be right in the middle of Coos Bay North Bend. And yeah, next Thursday, 6
I
p.m.
can do
I should
that.
have put that on the
I
screen.
have a coaching session at 5, so I'll be done like just in time to switch gears and hop on.
Well, yeah,
The
the
nice
forum
thing-
won't start right away. But
And
Go
the
ahead,
nice
Rob.
thing about this is that eventually we will have this connected to either Zoom or StreamYard or some other service where people don't have to show up, where they can attend the meeting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's
I'm planning on having that ready by next Thursday, and I'm hoping to live stream this, so people who can't attend in person can ask the candidates questions, and they can participate and see what's going on. It will also be saved so people can watch it afterwards. We are in the age of incredible technology, and
Yeah.
it is a disservice. It is a shame to not
Yep.
provide
Yeah, man.
that sort of opportunity for people who cannot attend. It's
Can
actually
we get,
rather
like,
disgusting that people don't.
like a projector with a projector so that you can actually project the screen so you can see everybody like up big and we can all, that way everybody can
ordered
feel like they're kind of
mics.
in the room.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, I might not nail it like day one. I got from now till
Yeah.
Thursday to put this together, and we don't have,
Yeah.
we don't even, I've not even been in the building yet. But yeah, I'm gonna try my damnedest to do it, and I've got 4 mics, so I can have you're gonna be virtual, so I can have a mic for the moderator and everybody, and I'm gonna try and make it as collaborative as possible. I'll be manning like this, so I can see people asking comments and make sure people are included who aren't able to be there. Yeah, no, this is what it's supposed to be about. We're essentially doing what everyone kind of goes, hey, why aren't they doing this? Like, why aren't we meeting? Why aren't we
Yeah.
having events? Why aren't we getting candidates out there in front of people? Why don't we have a place to just hang out and speak with like-minded people? And the libraries have been great, and like the restaurants we've been to have been great, like letting us use their space, or we pay for it for cheap, like at some of the libraries. But like having our own place is definitely going to have a different flavor, and
Yeah.
it might not sound like a crazy big announcement to some. I think, Rob, man, you might have overhyped it, but we'll see. When you see it working, you'll realize why it's such a big deal.
I
It's
was really
just- it's a
excited. I
percent-
got excited. What can I tell you?
No,
It's
I love it. I'm
exciting.
just saying.
Yeah.
There is a
Very
big
cool,
need for it.
guys. What's that, Perry?
There is a big need for it. There just
Yeah.
is. You can't go anywhere like that around here.
There really isn't. And we were hoping to get a place like really prominent, so like people would kind of always be reminded of it. And this one's not too prominent, but that's probably better, right? Like you don't want to be in people's face all of a sudden and bring too much attention to yourself. So, and we have ways to make it more prominent. I've got some ideas. So, but yeah, it's not just me and Rob, and it's a whole group of people who, and you probably know every single one of them, but we've probably got at this point maybe 20 people working on this sort of thing and
Yep.
organizing.
Cool.
20 people very closely working on it, and then an extended network of almost 100 who are very much engaged
Man,
and
I gotta
participating.
tell you, if I was Rick Osborne, I wouldn't miss this opportunity. Because
I haven't reached out to him yet, so yeah.
you should give him a chance to come, because I'll tell you, I'm not worried about advertising myself to the people who are already going to vote for me. Like, yeah, I owe them answers to questions if they have questions, but I'm not like that. There's demographics I already have on lockdown, right? So I need to be getting through to the people who don't like me, because at the bare minimum, if they don't like me and they're not going to vote for me, the next best thing I can achieve is to get them to not badmouth me to other people who might vote for me. And so, and
Sure.
that's the way it should be, because I'm pretty cool and I'll do a good job. So getting in front of the people that actually might not be friendly toward me is gonna be a huge goal. Just if nothing else, to like quell their fears a little bit. And I think if Rick Osborne doesn't take this opportunity, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot to at least like take control of the perception that people have for him a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'll reach out to him, and just for anybody watching, or Rick, if you are, it's informal. Like, the idea of this is not to like pull some fast ones on anybody. It's to, like, the questions are all going to be softballs for everybody. It's just like, let's get to know you. I mean, we're going to ask you some conservative structured questions, like, how do
Yeah.
you feel about these certain conservative principles or these conservative
Yeah.
hotspot issues in our county? And it's going to have a conservative flair, but ultimately we just really want to get to know people
Yeah.
who have put their foot in the race this early.
And I'll tell you what, Brandi, I won't ask you to explain to us how tax increment financing works, okay?
There you go.
Thank God I'm not ready yet.
I can't even. And
And
I was there for all the
you know,
meetings.
if it quells any fears for the other participants who may be invited, I will say I'm not prepared. I've had a lot of other stuff going on, and just I'm not super prepared. I'm going to be a week out of a major surgery, so I'm probably going to be on some medication. So like, if my performance isn't A plus, you know, it is what it is. Like Chris said, it's early. Nobody's really paying attention right now. Like, nobody really is into it yet. But this is great practice for all of us candidates. Get in there and get a feel for things.
No, I'm hoping to have several of these, specifically for the commissioner race and the other county seat races. But then,
Yeah.
and then as we go through the next year, I mean, like, we should have tons of these. You know what I mean? Like, why would you not want to know who is on the ballot, like, intimately, like, know a lot about them? People should spend hours upon hours researching these people. They have such a potential impact on your way of life here in Coos County.
At a
So
bare
that's
minimum.
what we're doing.
And now they have a place that they can put their literature. They can sit and park for a couple hours for whatever you want for the rest of the week when we get this opened up, because we're gonna use that nice word, but we're actually gonna practice it that the left use, inclusivity.
I
We're gonna
love
allow
it.
people to come in, and we're gonna allow
No
people to talk.
discrimination.
I love it.
I've been discriminated enough by the Republican Party, so
Rob's our DEI hire.
that's right.
I thought I was the DEI hire.
Oh, I guess you're what are you? What part of DEI are you?
Well, I'm the only woman, so there's some diversity.
Oh,
Are you sure? Have
I
you
thought
checked?
it was DEI, dumb, entitled, and ignorant. That was Rob. That's why we found it.
There you go.
And in that spirit, we do have a comment from a moron saying, "How's it going, fascists? Fascist." I would love for Mr. Three Talons to explain to us what makes
definition.
us fascists.
That's
And-
not a
and-
real person.
And give us at least 500 words. Try and be intelligent. You can even use AI.
Explain what fascism is in a behavioral context, removing
Yeah.
right or left political structure, and just describe the behavior of fascism. Let's see if this
It's-
individual can, right? So you take out the political ideology part of it, and what are you left with? Kept power concentrated in the hands of a single leader who demands absolute obedience and often cultivates a cult of personality. Where did we see that over the last 4 years? Oh, that's right. People demanding that we gaslight ourselves into calling men women because they participate in regressive sex-based stereotypes. That felt pretty. And there was like the charismatic leaders that would come up, the really there's a lot of
Forcing
that. I
other
mean,
people to believe what you believe. That kind of sounds like fascism, right? Like if all of a sudden I told people that I'm Christina Castleman and I'm a woman and I made you have to say that and believe it, that
right?
sounds a little fascist
You're gonna
to
have to
me. I
stay
don't
for
know.
years, man.
Yeah.
Calling you a fascist,
They
and
don't
you don't believe
Militarism.
what they think.
Yeah.
Militarism and redemptive violence. That's
Ama-
what they're describing
Uh,
here. Sounds like a Antifa. Forcible suppression of opposition. Boy, did we not see that during Biden, and they actually testified and admitted to doing it to
Yep.
Congress.
Yep.
Obsession with
A whole COVID
decline
thing for
and
sure.
purity. So this is a really interesting one because we think of purity in terms of like puritanical, but if you've ever been on the left and questioned any of their ideologies, you find out that they are very purists.
Yep.
You're not allowed to deviate away from the narrative. God forbid you even acknowledge biological reality. Control over the economy. Boy, doesn't the left love regulation?
So Brandi, I've been a civil libertarian for 35 years. I got involved because I got tired of watching my generation go to prison because they were smoking dope, And so people, it's funny. I would never have been called a fascist when I was in Albuquerque promoting what people thought were leftist ideology. In fact, the reason I got into it is because in the drug war movement, to legalize marijuana, they were trying to push communist theory on the kids. And I was there to show them that this is not about communism. It's about control, which is communism. And you show me anywhere I have ever fought for any initiative, any law, any measure that took away anyone's right to do anything. Please.
Yeah, I mean, show us.
The facts don't matter,
Please.
though. That's the whole
No,
thing.
exactly. And if you look, it didn't. Oh, I tried to paste the key characteristics of fascism into the comments, but I don't think it got them all. We've got use of propaganda and myth. We saw the propaganda coming out of the Biden administration, threat to democracy, just over and over and over, using this kind of hyperbolic propaganda. And that's just one example. We all know that it was rampant. And then scapegoating. Fascism identifies certain groups as enemies or scapegoats, such as immigrants, minorities, or political opponents, or Jews or conservatives that they can slap a fascist label on real quick. My friend, my dude in the comments, I have some really unfortunate news to break to you. You might be the thing you claim to hate. Moron. Like, read a book. Like, really, read just any book.
I don't think they can read. Yeah.
I agree. Picture books are probably as close as far as we're going to get.
I was going through the comments and I didn't even realize when we came up with this PAC name, the Political Action Committee, Amanda showed us the acronym. It spells Fokker.
You motherfucker.
I swear I did not know. Fokker.
God, I love it so much.
Hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious.
That's going to be my favorite
Marty,
thing
we're a
for
bunch
like
of
the next
Fokkers.
month.
Yeah. Well,
What a
you can
bunch
come
of
on down to the
Fokkers.
Fokker headquarters.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah, and do the Fokker handshake, grab us by the throat. It's totally cool. We're Republican. Yeah. We can have a day, just grab a Republican by the throat day. Anyways. Oh boy. Carol likes it. Amanda says you would. Yes, I would. This is what I do. It's what I love to do. Rick says he'll be there. Rick's, where is it? I lost his comment. He was saying he's going to do some of the office hours too, which is freaking awesome. Like, you have somebody, a candidate for a commissioner race, willing to be at a location and just take questions and talk about who they are and what they're going to bring to the community. I mean, like, that is like right there what we want. we want people to do that. That is, that's awesome. So, and we need to give them a space to do it. So that's what we're doing. Next Thursday, 6 p.m. Location will be announced on everybody's social media, and it'll be cool. It'll be a fun thing. We might not nail it the first time, but we're going to try our darndest. So
we can't announce it because we don't want leftists to go down there. Why we don't have anyone there? We don't have any cameras set up and do something to the place. So we have to take a little bit of time until we get in there.
Yep.
But we'll be there by next week.
What's up, Fockers?
James says the sheriff's election is next year because the last one is in 2022. Yes, it is the next year. However,
That's
if
the one
there's
we're
more
talking
than
about.
2 candidates who file, so if there's 3 or 4 or 5 candidates who file, they will first go head to head in the primary in May, and then the top 2. If no one wins 50%, the top 2 will then go on to the runoff in November. Or if there's only 2 candidates, they'll be on the ballot in November. Same thing with the clerk's race. Well, same thing with the commissioner's race, I believe. If there's only 2 candidates, they go on straight to the November ballot. So you won't even have a primary. So that's how it works.
Dude,
So, long
I'm
cycle.
I was just like looking at that dictatorial leader. Like, look at the governor of Oregon.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy.
A cult of personality.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
These people are nuts.
when
That's why this
my
matters so
identity
much.
becomes so important, and that's kind of what we're seeing. It's just have a little self-awareness, man. Anyway.
There's Rick's comment. Willing to be there in the evening for a couple hours, a couple times a week, Saturday morning. Like, that's so cool. I'm open to do the Saturday morning coffee thing that I did earlier in the year. So like a place every Saturday morning, you can tell, like if you run into somebody at Fred Meyer, you can tell them, you know where it's going to be, and we're going to be there, and we'll have a group. It might be small, it might be big, who knows, but we'll be talking about conservative things, and we'll have coffee. And if you need a special latte or a Red Bull or something, there's stores nearby, so you can get that.
And, the pumpkin spice latte.
I fell for a pumpkin spice latte the other day. I'm pretty basic, and it was amazing.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Anyways.
I don't care. I mean, maybe people just want to be miserable and deprive themselves, but they're delicious, and it's my little
automatic.
autumn heaven.
The leaves were falling from the trees, and that like cool, damp air was flowing, and it just happened. I ended up at Starbucks and got a pumpkin spice latte.
Did like a scarf appear around your neck?
Oh yeah, and a little man purse, and I let my hair down. Yeah, for sure.
It's called a satchel.
Yeah. Oh
it's
boy.
where you keep the nutmeg.
James says Rob looks like he's barely awake without glasses. I agree. You can't even hear us.
I'm awake.
Oh.
I don't know what they're talking about. I'm a fucker. I'm always awake.
Fuckers.
We're all fuckers. This is crazy. This is like meant to be, people.
Yep.
Really.
I mean,
oh boy. Rick
Isn't
says,
it
was
funny
that the
that
big
Amanda
announcement?
found that out? That was funny.
What's that?
That Amanda noticed that, because none of us noticed that when we were putting that down. Not a single one of us.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know how to get back on the screen. There it is. Friends of Coos County Republicans. We're going to support the Republican Party, and yep, it'll be fun. That's the big announcement, Rick. That was it. Sorry.
oh shoot.
It wasn't that big. I'm not the one who hyped it up as much as Rob did. I didn't hype it up at all. Anyways, what'd you say, Shoot? What's going on?
Oh, I thought I was putting all the information about fascism so people could actually read it. I thought I was putting it in the comments, but I would put it to a private chat, so I think only you guys can see it, but it's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, that's where it is. Yep, yeah, you got to put it in the regular chat. We have a secret team chat for those in the live stream. James says he can't think of a single time Rob Taylor supported a collectivist authoritarian policy, right?
No, not even remotely.
In fact, some people might say I'm a little more anarchist than I am for government order.
You're pretty libertarian, aren't you?
Very much so.
Yeah.
But look at the
It's too
government.
bad.
Can I be wrong?
It's too bad that people with big mouths and who are very self-important about their opinions don't take that type of energy and put it into reading books. Because then they would know these things and then they wouldn't look stupid. But that kind of tracks with posting under a fake name. Like,
Or
I
finding your own
mean,
candidates to support. So you hate us. So you think we suck. So you think we're dumb. Go support somebody else. Go find somebody else. Go,
go be
start a
productive.
start a I Love John Sweet podcast and support him through this next election cycle, because I believe he's going to need some help. So
That would be interesting.
I would tune into a I Support John Sweet podcast because I love good comedy.
I actually really like
I-
talking to John.
I would watch
love
it
talking
just
with
to
John.
learn. Yeah.
He's like, out of all the politicians in Coos County, I think, like, between him and Joe Benetti, they take your call, they will talk to you. They might not do anything you expect them to or want them to, but they will be civil to you, and that is appreciated. And
It
John's
is.
never really like pulled my leg, so it's always been honest with me.
I'll tell you what, every time I go to the commissioners meeting, after the meeting, I head back and talk to John Sweet and Bob Main and all of them. And well, when Bob was there, now I go back and talk to Drew and Rod Taylor, and it's okay. I've never had problems, but like you said, it doesn't matter. What does it matter if you could talk with somebody if they're still going to take your money and take your rights? And you could be the nicest person in the world and still be a real fascist.
We need results. We need results.
I mean, I don't think the niceties do matter. It is important. I don't have the energy to navigate an asshole every time I need to get something done. But aside from that, I don't, it's one thing to say that we disagree with some of the decisions that have been made, but I wouldn't characterize him as like a bad person or leader. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, yeah, he's an absolute monster, but he's really nice to my face. It's more like hasn't made the decisions the way I'd like to see him make them, but he's still a nice guy. So it's not like that extreme, I guess. Whereas some
I just
people,
look back
it's
on
like
the past 10, 20 years of what has happened in Coos County. And I don't mean like look back at like photographs. I mean, like, I look back at the actual data, right? The crime statistics, the budgets. I have gone through 20 years of Coos County budgets. Painstakingly, I've sat through budget committee meetings, and I've gone through it all. And when I look at that, I can see why we are in the mess we are in. And I can see actual years. I can pinpoint moments that leaders failed us. And I'm not saying that's all John Sweet's fault. It's not all one person's fault, but John Sweet was there through all of that. So does he have a plan to get us out of the mess that he sat through? Because, like, let's just say it isn't his fault at all. Fine, dude. But what's your plan? You have a wealth of knowledge now because you've sat through it. What's your plan? I want an actual concrete plan. And that's what we're demanding. And I'm gonna eventually we're gonna up on you, Brandi, and we're gonna demand that plan from you too.
I know.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
Coming in a year, about a year.
Yeah.
You got a year to prepare. So.
And it's gonna be cool to go through this too, and I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you guys, because I know that I'm going to perform well because I'm performing to a high standard. And I really thank you guys for setting that high standard, because I know if I didn't do my own due diligence, you guys would hammer me for it. So it's a little bit of an accountability partner. You know what I mean?
Well, and if it's just between you and John Sweet right now, I mean, the fact that you are active and engaging is a huge benefit. You're accessible to people. I mean, John Sweet's accessible if you can get in touch with him, meaning like you go down to a commissioner meeting and you befriend him, and you know, he is accessible. He'll give you his phone number. He'll give you the time of day. Like, he is good at that. But
Yeah.
you know, you in this day and age, you have to do a little more. We have to really go out,
Yes.
and
Yes.
if John's throwing up his hand saying, "Hey, I don't have the solution," that might be fine if you were out there like you are, Brandi, engaging with the community and trying to find that solution. So very different. But
It's true.
I gotta
That
try some.
community engagement is really
I'm
gonna,
down.
I think, make or break our campaigns, because people want to feel heard. They want to see communication with interdepartment communication too, where the county is communicating with our tourism entities and things like that, and they're all working together to kind of get the best outcome, rather than being
That's good.
siloed and having unintended consequences because they didn't work together.
I had to mute Rob. Rob, you're muted. Like, unmute yourself when you want to talk. Perry, you've been effectively muted. I know you have some thoughts. What do you think about?
Hey, I'm having some
what the
connection
Republican-
trouble. I'm gonna have to get off here. I'm having some connection trouble. I'm sorry.
All right. We'll see you, Rob. Thanks for being on, and thanks for doing all the behind the scenes.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Rob.
Yeah. See you,
I'll
Rob.
get out of here.
I'll remove him. There you go. That's how you
There
get
you go.
it. Rob, people don't know, Rob does so much behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
extra stuff that he does. People are like, Rob just loves himself. He loves being on the camera. It's like, you guys don't know Rob. But anyways, Perry, another person who does so much behind the scenes and does not love the camera at all. What do you think about the Republican headquarters? Friends of Coos County Republicans headquarters, the Fokker headquarters.
It'll be good. It should bring in some of the older people too, that used to have a headquarters, somewhere to go.
Right, like
yeah.
nothing screams old people like coffee on a Saturday morning.
Right, but it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no community here anymore. It's everybody for themselves, and
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Go up and know you're going to run into people and talk and figure things out, and at least give more hope.
Well, my vision of this is to be much more informal and more of a place to meet and communicate and work together.
I love that.
And less of like just like a normal political headquarters where you walk in and there's like political signs everywhere. You know, like I want this to have more. And I'm only one person. There's a bunch of people working on this.
Question
But
for you,
yeah.
Chris. So there's a thing where you can't have quorum among your commissioners. So like if me and Drew and one of the Ricks, I mean, we'll just say Rick, we don't know which one, we're at an event together, and we had come in standing in a circle, maybe holding a drink, and we're talking with people. One of us would have to leave because it's considered like there can't be
as long as
two.
you're not discussing
quorum.
like policy. I'm pretty sure like as long as you're not discussing business, you're fine.
So I was thinking we can, because without the ability to meet and discuss, it's really hard to brainstorm those kinds of, those like kind of haywire ideas that you don't really necessarily, you're not very proud of, but that brainstorming produces
like sales
some
tax.
real. I mean, I still listen.
That was a hard one.
I would prefer that over a property tax any day, but property tax.
I know, but
gives
right,
me,
like if they put sales tax, I know what you're
visceral-
saying. If they put sales tax on the next commissioner meeting, the agenda to discuss openly in public, the building would burn down. It would be crazy, right? So
Yeah.
it was like Rod Taylor, Commissioner Rod Taylor, I believe it was last summer, did a like a town hall on it, but it was just him, and it was like, how do you get the other people's opinion and how do you talk to them? So hopefully that's kind of what this would.
Here's my thought.
Hey.
Well, it was that exact problem, but can we have here's the room, we're having the forum, one commissioner goes in at a time, the other two are in different rooms, are staged, And
Yeah.
like every 15 minutes or 10 minutes, we rotate out commissioners so that we can
You
still
can't
have a
have serial
brainstorming.
meetings.
What?
There's rules against serial meetings. So like you can't, yeah, like I can't go and talk to John and then tell him, well, I'm going to talk to Bob Main, and then talk to Bob Main and say I'm going to talk to Drew Farmer or Rob like, yeah, you can't have serial meetings.
It's
But
so insane
there are
because it's
ways
like,
around it.
how
Well,
can
the
we
other way
design a
around it is to
system so
change the
nobody can
county.
get anything done?
You
It's
can
like,
change, you can do a home rule charter and add more commissioner seats. So then say we had 5 seats, then 2 in a room is not quorum.
how would we
That's
pay
another
them
way
all?
around.
We'd
Very
have to come up
difficult.
with money but Perry was like, F that, I'm out of here. I mean, but no one in the county would want 5. We don't need 2 more commissioners. We need rules that work with our given, situation.
Yeah, no. I mean, 5 I like having 3. It's definitely much easier to go and get bounce some ideas off people and know if it's
A
even going
little
to remotely be
community
possible.
too.
But no, like this is where the parties come in. This is where your political parties come in, and they're supposed to kind of facilitate sort of conversations like that. Or the commissioners can go and talk to the mayors in the different towns, right? And those can kind of facilitate these ideas, and that's where it's supposed to come from. But there actually isn't anything wrong with the commissioners putting sales tax on the agenda for a meeting and having a big meeting, they have town halls. They did one on the fences. Do you remember when they were changing the fence ordinances and stuff? I think they were
Yeah.
scaring people that they were going to have to move their fences back 10 feet off out of the right of way. And the 3 of them went and did town halls. So you can work sessions, you can do that. There's a way to do it. They just have to be willing, and they haven't really been willing for a lot of this stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, darn it, we lost Perry, and I wanted to hear more from him on his thoughts on the headquarters, but maybe offline.
I should wrap it up and call it a night too. I need to finish getting ready for my big day.
Very cool. Are you
So
gonna do this next week, or are we just gonna do the
I should
Thursday?
be
Maybe that would
fine.
be better. Okay.
I should be fine. Yeah. I might be a little bit medicated, but listen, if I wake
That
up,
might be
I'm
fun.
gonna be super stoked. Like if I wake up after the surgery and it all went well and I survived, I'm just gonna be on cloud 9.
Well, maybe we'll just
So
do Thursday. We'll see. People keep an
why
eye out, but
don't we just, because that's enough. I mean, our
right.
regular viewers can tune in on Thursday too.
Yep. I'm hoping to have it live streamed and set up that people can, just like this, they can ask questions for the candidates and participate in the meeting and see the new space. So
Cool.
exciting
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, appreciate you being on as always. Appreciate that you have stepped up to the plate and run for office. And we'll see you guys all next week, hopefully in person at our new headquarters.
And thank you for putting this all together, Chris. Amazing work.
We're doing things.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you next week.
See ya.